The Constitution is a crucial set of fundamental principles that every state or organization is governed by. To put it simply, the Constitution is a list of rules that keeps the country together and functioning properly. Two of the amendments contained in the Constitution that are very important are the 15th and the 19th Amendments. As we learn about these two amendments, we are going to think the question, why is it important for U.S. citizens to exercise their right to vote? The 15th Amendment allows every citizen to vote regardless of their race, color, or disposition. It was ratified or approved on February 3, 1870, after the Civil War. The 15th Amendment is very important because it not only allowed African Americans the right to vote, but also allowed them to be elected into public office. Under the support of the 15th Amendment, states also ratified laws for the marriage between people from different races. In 1865, after the Civil War took place, women's rights leaders advocated for inclusion for all women. In Section 2 of the 14th Amendment, it says that states will be penalized if they deprive adult male citizens the right to vote, but would not be penalized for denying an adult female citizen the right to vote. Many women did not like this and decided to take matters into their own hands. In 1878, a very determined Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton drafted the amendment for women's suffrage. 41 years later, Congress finally submitted the amendment to the states for ratification. It took a whole year for the states to ratify the amendment. That is called the 19th Amendment. Though there were laws set in place, not everyone followed them. Our country went through a very tough time of civil unrest. In 1955, African Americans became frustrated by the large amounts of segregation and racism that the federal and state governments allowed by law. White people refused to accept that they were citizens of the United States too, and they should be treated fair. African Americans began to boycott and lead marches for desegregation and voting rights. Martin Luther King Jr. was one of the nation's greatest civil rights activists who helped pass the Voting Rights Act in 1965, which prohibits the discrimination of voting based on someone's race or color. In 1968, Dr. King also helped organize the March on Washington, where he delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creeds. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. That one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together.
After learning more about the amendments and what they have done for our country, why do you think it is important for U.S. citizens to exercise their right to vote?